So for the past few years, I've been using this mirror that I got from Amazon, and this was expensive. This was like $60 or $70 at the time, and I had to do a few adjustments to it. And the way I had it mounted on my Bell helmet was I just kind of had it here, and I had a few toy wraps on it. And then I had to basically get another mirror that came off a wrist mirror, which was basically a wide angle view to see what was behind me. It did do the job, but to be honest, as you can see, it is a bit messy looking, and of course it is kind of difficult to fold, and it would kind of snap off like that sometimes. As you can see, I have tape there holding that. So what have I got today to check out, to test it and see what it's all about? Well, of course, it is the Pidzoom Helmet Mirror. They did send it to me, by the way, to review. Of course, any opinion in this video is completely my own. We're going to unbox it, see what the quality is like, install it, do a few preparations, because you do need to prepare the surfaces before you stick anything like this, especially on plastic. Then we're going to go out, test it, then I'm going to come back here and give my overall opinion on the Pidzoom mirror. Now, pretty much no matter what helmet you have, it's going to suit it, to be honest, because you have two different mirrors. First of all, let's talk about the mirrors because it is quite important. This mirror here is basically a convex mirror. It's kind of like a wide angle mirror, and it's basically what I had on my previous helmet, my makeshift mirror, and you can see what's behind you. It's probably the best choice because you kind of have a wide angle. It's like a kind of small fisheye effect, so you can see what's behind you. If you don't want to use that, you can of course use you get a flat mirror, which is this one here. Slightly larger, but you do get a flat profile view. Personally, I will not be using this one. I will be using the wide angle view mirror, as I call it. But you do get so many other accessories in it. For example, you get 3 different arm lengths, 1, 2, and 3. You also get a few different mounts depending on your helmet. For example, you have this one here that has basically a slightly curved edge. So if your mirror is curved, you can just pop that on your helmet to suit that kind of shape of your helmet. If you want, which I probably will be trying out today, you have these straight edge parts here. And we're going to kind of see what's kind of the best angle to kind of fit this on. You do get 3M tape with this as well. You do get an extra tape with this. So in the case that, of course, let's say you get a new helmet, you need to just take it off this one and then pop it onto the new one. You can buy the 3M tape quite cheaply. You do also get a thumb screw here, and of course the thumb screw, I'm going to test that out. I haven't seen too many people using that on this mirror, but I'm going to test it out, and this is kind of to be able to adjust the angle of the mirror. So but don't worry, I'm going to be explaining everything as we go along and see what it's all about. First things first though, we need to prepare the helmet. So here's my Bell Super 3R helmet. In my country, we drive on the left hand side of the street, or ride on the left hand side of the street. So in my case, I'm going to be putting the mirror on the right hand side of my helmet so I can see directly what's over my right shoulder. First thing is, of course, you do need to clean the surface. Make sure you clean any dirt off it as well. Make sure it's nice and smooth. So the reason for this is, of course, that the 3M tape sticks properly. Surface is now cleaned. Let's decide what mount we are going to use today, and then let's decide, of course, what type of arm length we're going to use as well for the mirror. Now, with my helmet, we do have vents all around this helmet. I was just kind of playing around with things there. In my case, I'm going to use this kind of straight edge here, and I'm going to put it around here. So it's kind of a flat profile. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my arm length. These have all ball ends on them as well, so you can adjust the mirror, you can flex it, do all that thing. We'll have a look at the end, but I'm going to put it kind of like this way here, and then at least if I put the mirror on this way, I'll be able to have a bit of flexibility, move it left to right, move it up and down. So that's probably the best angle for me. I did in the past have my mirror up here, but the problem was I couldn't adjust the vent as I was riding, so it was a bit annoying and was more prone to damage. So in my case, I'm going to try something new and try it at this angle. Let's take off the 3M tape and let's stick it. So it's actually stuck on really well. It's actually quite a very thick 3M tape. The thing is, you want to just play around with first where you're putting this on your helmet. You don't want to make the mistake of sticking this and then have to take it off. It's because you'll just probably give yourself a headache, to be honest. So I'm going to stick it on here. So I just placed it on there. Then I'm going to just apply pressure because this area is slightly curved, as you can see. So I'm just going to have to apply pressure to make sure it sticks really, really well. And by the way, while I'm holding this down, this mount that I adjusted, if you do decide to get the mirror, is basically detachable as well. You can just basically press this and then it actually, this ball part actually pops out, which is actually kind of good. If you want to just take the mirror off completely, if you're traveling, if you want to protect the helmet and the mirror, and then you can just pop it back on when you're finished traveling. That's the purpose for that. And wow, okay. So that actually stuck really well. It's straight. So next thing is, wow, that's actually really good to see. And I did bend it slightly, but it actually went on pretty perfect. And you can see here there's actually a vent here, so not all of it stuck. So over time, I'm curious, because I couldn't stick the whole surface area, is that going to hold up? To be honest, by the looks of this, yeah, it probably is going to hold up, and I'm not going to have an issue there as well. So I'm going to try basically the middle size arm. Now you do get a small Phillips screwdriver to actually loosen this or to completely take this off. Basically, this is the adjustment point for flexibility to kind of maneuver the helmet around. And then you do get this thumb screw basically in the packaging, which you can just screw in that way. So you can tighten it very easy. I'd probably do this instead, because if you want to adjust it constantly, you'll have to unscrew the Phillips screw and adjust it. So this is actually quite cool to see. So let me just loosen that a good bit. Just be careful, because there is a small nut at the end of that. That is probably, it looks like a size 6. So you don't want to lose that. So let me just pop this on my helmet. Okay. So clicked in really, really well there. I'll just give it a small squeeze. By the way, the ball heads on the Pidzoom mirror are basically a really nice rubber material. If you are riding at high speeds, the odds of that shaking and flexing about is probably not going to happen, to be honest. Next thing is, we're just going to pop on the mirror and see what it's like. You simply just pop on your mirror. Now, did I make the right decision in choosing this arm's length? Wow, that is actually perfect. And as you can see here, I can actually, the way I have it set up here, it just basically, the way this is angled, so I can loosen it a bit. I can put it that way. I can, even if I wanted, have it that way. So I actually have an excellent view there. This is brilliant. So I actually have an excellent view here. So you can flex this about, and you can give it a good squeeze as well. So like that is fairly on there, and the quality is excellent. Pidzoom are definitely becoming more innovative with their products. There is another reason why I wanted to kind of mount it this way, and that's because when you get home, if you want to fold the mirror in, you simply do that, or you can do that. Then you can of course fold your mirror in. So that's excellent. So the odds of that breaking when you're at home is really good, because the other mirror I had stuck out. I couldn't fold it in, so I was always afraid of smashing that. And as you can see, it's nice and tight to the helmet. So absolutely excellent. Next thing is to go out, have a quick ride around, see what it's like, see what's behind me, then give my overall verdict. So of course the Pidzoom mirror is completely adjustable. So after testing it here for the first time, you can of course easily make adjustments to the angle the mirror is at, the angle the arm is at, whether you want it to be high or low. I completely see what was behind me, no issues at all, absolutely excellent. At one point as well, I did go almost 60 kilometers an hour, and the Pidzoom mirror did not shake. There was no vibration, there was no moving at all from that mirror. So from a confidence standpoint, to see what was behind me, absolutely zero complaints as well. The mirror at the front as well, you can see here, actually has a front reflector, which is quite good for oncoming traffic, which is another small feature, but a very important thing that they did add. To be honest, it's one of those purchases that you would not regret at all. Everybody should have one of these if they ride electric scooters, whether it be e-bikes, it's EUCs, anything like that at all, motorcycle riders. It's absolutely excellent. I was very happy with it and I'm looking forward to trying it. You can of course try the flat mirror profile if you want, but for me, I'd rather use the wide angle mirror. It's excellent. It's money worth well spent. What is the price of this? Get this. This is only $40 currently. And my previous mirror, this thing that looks like, I don't know, looks like something out of the Predator movies or something like that, was $70 or $80. And then I had to have the wrist mirror here as well. So this probably cost me $90. This is only $40 and you have so many customizable mounts. And safety is always a priority when you are riding at high speeds. And this thing is stable. The quality is excellent. And because it's from Pidzoom, they're innovating. The customer service seems to be spot on. I would recommend getting this hands down. It is linked below. It's one of those expenses that you will actually never regret buying. I've tried handlebar mirrors in the past. They don't work. They vibrate. I've wasted time, money, effort. And then of course, if you're switching between scooters, e-bikes, you have to take them off, put them on, find the right position all over again. Whereas on this, you don't have to do any of that at all. So in the meantime, if you haven't enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.